All right, y'all. Welcome to Artivist Talks number 8. I am about to reach out to my brother Daniel to come in here and rock out with us. He's an amazing artivist, and he's been living out in Berlin. Yo, brother. Thanks for picking up. We'll lock in. Here he is. We got him. We got him live in the flesh. This guy's a hard guy to pin down.
What's cracking, big dog?
How you feeling, family?
I'm alright, man. Different time zone.
Yeah.
I had,
So for you guys who don't know, all my New York people, we're going to give a little minute. Shout out to everybody who's popping in the chat. Daniel, you got a lot of love, man. This reel is almost at 700 just from your lovely face and a little bit of a slapper beat behind it. So I want to thank you for getting the word out there. We're going to give it a little minute or so. For those of you who are in New York, this shows this man's work ethic. Berlin is 6 hours. He just hit the midnight hour. This man is a father, a lot of legendary things, but he came in and he's representing for artivism on one of the highest levels. And Daniel, I know you for a lot of things, so I'm gonna drop some bars on you. And then, you please introduce yourself. But I know Daniel through the art of music making. We connected in 2018. We crashed on couches together. We walked around to different spaces and places, everything from jam sessions to deep laughs to philosophizing and building on life to funky Turkish weed spots to everything in between. Grolitzer Park to just breaking bread over falafels, coming up with songs on the street. We even did an album in one song a few months ago. But
that's
this is
right.
my brother, man. This is a real powerful dude, and he lives this. He lives this, and more than a musician, more than a producer, more than an amazing artist he is, who's produced for people all over the globe, from Spain to New York to Cali to Norway to Berlin and back. He's just a really dope human being. So Daniel, that's my 2 cents on it. But please introduce yourself to the people. And if I missed anything or you want to add on to anything, we'll lock in. Thank you to everybody who's joining us right here in the chat.
Thank you for the humbling words, man. For real. I'm still trying to catch up, bro. I had a little nap, I had I had an alarm set to wake up. I'm up at 5 in the morning, man. That's just how it is, brother. Um Look, more than anything that I wanted to touch on based on the movement that you got going is everything is deeper than music.
Mm.
And whatever you're doing, whatever you got your focus set on, set a goal, go for it and do it. That be music, that be acting, that be artivism, that be art, that be whatever it is you want to preach on or you want to reach. Set a goal, make it tangible, see it through.
Ooh, my man's starting off with the heavy hitters. Daniel, I know how long you been based in Europe?
A long time, man. A long time. But we here. That's the most important part, man. That's the most
Yes,
important
I
part.
I know the story, but I love this story because this is what me and you met on. How did you make your way to Europe all the way from the west coast of California? What brought you out there and what got you traveling to get to there? And then I'll go into a couple other things.
I had a couple of blessings happen, man. I was able to touch base and tour with Jurassic 5 for a while. And I killed the
Legendary.
MC. I was able to produce some of these cats. I was able to do a gang of shit that brought me to where I'm at right now. Look, I'm in a super like paradigm shift of life right now based on I'm still doing music full time, but I'm also trying to, as you know, because we speak a lot, I'm trying to switch into tech, and that's also the whole goal setting, right? I've been teaching myself same thing as what I did with music. I started playing music as a young kid. I started out actually playing the guitar.
Wow.
And And after that, I started singing and playing the drums. I used to play the drums in a marching band.
I didn't even know that.
Right. And that's how it all started. And rap and hip hop was probably the first thing that hit me vocally after punk music. And punk music hit me because I used to skate like a lot
Wow.
of these other fools used to do. Uh, now we taking it way, way back. But that's basically the build to it.
Mm.
That's where it came from. Like a lot of other Latinos know that punk and rock, grunge, metal, all that shit is also what made a lot of us shift over to hip
Mm.
hop.
The
It was
counterculture movement, kind of. Yeah.
it was the closest thing.
Wow. Thank you, brother. I'm already learning in this first couple minutes. I do start all these interviews with one of these essential questions right here. We define artivism as art and activism, but for us, activism is activating, just like you said, yourself to its highest potential so you could overflow and bring that energy in.
Right.
So I want to ask you, what does artivism mean to you? Because you already dove in, you're ahead of your time. You connected to it's deeper than music and deeper than art. How do you activate your organism? What is artivism to you, my brother?
If you have a culture or you feel like you're part of a culture or you feel like you have something that you have to stand
Mm,
for, then you're already standing for something, right? And to be able to be part of that something, you
mm,
have to also be able to drag that movement along,
mm.
right? And
That's a bar.
that's part of activating, and that's part of the activism in it. So whatever it is that you want to do, as I said earlier, I used to have a dream of doing acting and theater, bro. And
Mm,
and and I wrote plays when I was a kid, man.
mm,
And that was my whole thing. Before actually composing and producing, that was my main goal was that. But it's based on the same thing. It's structure. As long as
mm.
you can structure something, then you can create a rhythm to it, right? I
Ooh.
I love cooking, and cooking is the same as producing music. You just
Ooh.
need to sprinkle spices on top of shit and have the right mix of everything into it for you to be able to feed off it, right?
Yeah. Wow, bro. I love how you connected that. And that's going to lead me right to my next question. You are interdisciplinary, right? From music to beyond, there's a common thread in what you do. How are you able to pivot, transition, and balance within these new things? As we know, life is season. You're a father, and you've also lived in different countries, and sometimes we have to focus on this and A, B to C. And it's always based on a shift that happens that we can't really always predict, right? So how are you able to pivot between your different passions, skills, and purpose and still feel like grounded? I've heard skateboard, I've heard punk, you already dropped about 7, 8 things, right?
Right.
But I see them all connected. And how do you make that thread where it doesn't, people always say, stick to one thing, don't be a jack of all trades, or da 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 da. But how are you able to see it? Because I see it as one personally, and I would love
It
your perspective on that for people who are multi and interdisciplinary.
Be a jack of all trades.
Mm-hmm.
Do everything. Fail. Fail as much as you can. Get
Mm.
bad at things before you get good at things. If you're not trying, then you're not willing to change. And if you're not willing to change, then you're just going to be stuck in the same little loop going over and over again. And
Ah.
you're not going to outgrow whatever's there. If you can't feel discomfort and you can't be able to feel that, yo, you know what? This is something that I've done for so long now, and I keep on doing the same thing, and it just sounds the same, and you're too afraid to do something else, then you're not going to move beyond that.
Mm. Ooh, bro, you got in bars and we're not even 10 minutes in.
Right.
That's going to lead me to the next question I have for you. You and I are both musicians that play with a lot of people. We connect to so many people, and it can get intense, right? But we morphed
right,
differently because we connected on a deeper level, right? We became friends, we were building, right? A lot of
right,
times, it's just like go to the studio, hit the beats. But our connection really happened a lot through just going to the Sudanese spot with the peanut sauce, going through all these different experiences. We call each other to talk about life, when things are not only up but down. We exchange some music, and the music is always there, but we tend to build on life. I want
right.
you to talk about that process of how you're able to morph and make those deeper connections, right? Because it's not always like that for people like us. They just say, yo, send me a beat, send me a track, yo, email me the track. I don't want to go into the studio. Me and you, we went to the studio together. We made like 3 4 joints that first time you invited me to Suburb. I
Right.
thought the guy might have been a spam bot. He was like, yo, come through, pull up. And I wasn't so used to people just showing that level of love and analog connection. They're usually like, yo, here's a beat, email it and write back. So how are you able to deepen these connections? And in this age of all digital and all these other things, how are you able to keep analog at the forefront of what you do? Because you're a true networker and a connector that is spreading this web, man.
I to I used to do management. I used to be a manager of artists, of whatever. I worked as a booking agent. I did all kinds of shit, and it's all rooted. Look, I've moved around a lot. I've lost a lot of people to life itself, and to death, and to everything. And the part of that keeps you in check is if you're not willing to check in, then then you're willing to let go, and you have to let go of a lot of
Mm,
things, right? But there's also a lot of things that that are real, and that they're there for a reason.
facts.
And if you can touch base and keep those relations, just touch them up, just retouch touch base, retouch them every now and then. And if they're real, they're gonna be there, and if they're not real, they're gonna fade away. That's just
Mm.
how it is. That's
We have a term that you and I use a lot, and I had to bring this up. It got birthed in 2018 when I spent my 3 months in there. I went through highs and lows, phones getting pickpocketed, all types of wild shit, and we call it Scheißestraße.
right,
And me and you are always like, yo, you on Scheißestraße? Yo, brother, we getting off. And sometimes you be like, yo, why? I'm on Scheißestraße, but I'm gonna be off. I'm like, yo, bro, I just brushed into it. And for those who don't speak German, it's basically 2 words: shit and street. Almost, if you heard
right,
the idiom, get caught up on shit's creek without a paddle. You know what I mean?
right.
How do you navigate these ups and downs, the metaphoric Scheidesstraße? And I know me and you build on it a lot about navigating through the failures that you mentioned, and just really keeping an attitude of like, this is necessary. It's part of the process. Me and you know that Scheidesstraße is a necessity of life. You got to go through these things. You got to go through hard times and difficulties and that. So how do you balance these failures, air quote, and these downs and low lows that sometimes crush people where they can't get back up? I've seen you bounce
if
back so many
if
times.
you're not willing to go through the rough times, give up right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it. That's the biggest part of what makes you grow, is being able to lose absolutely everything,
Mm.
because that's when you can rebuild it. And if you see what you come out with on the other end, then you can see what you had when you came
Mm.
in, because you're always going to leave different, stronger, and you're going to see what was really important to you and not,
Mm.
right? Same thing as producing. You've gone through it, I've gone through it.
Mm-hmm.
You change, you change your ear, and it's
Mm.
training, right? You keep on training your ear the same way you keep on training your mind. You keep on training your voice. You keep on training your
Mm-hmm.
pen. Some writers call it sharpening their pen, right?
Mm.
That's what it is.
Woo. My man dropping science over here. Daniel, I also want to go here with you because it's you. So I gotta go there, and it's you and me, right?
Right,
We have spent long times apart,
right,
but we've kept communication
right,
for some reason. one of your handles is like no borders, right? And one of
Right.
the mention, shout out to mi gente, shout out to my people from all walks of land, right?
Right.
You are truly part of a global community. You're producing for artists always in different locations. How do you not stay limited to your local, and how do you keep those connections? I know me and you've connected for 5 years now, and it always feels like we still keep that connection. And whenever we resume, it's like hitting pause on a movie and hitting play, and we continue off. And that's a big part of your work. And how are you able to foster these connections and maintain these connections with so many different places and people?
I don't know if people are gonna be able to understand it, but God, bro, that's just
Mm,
it. The Most High in every kind of way. That's just it. I had someone call me today, who I haven't spoke to in about 3 years,
mm,
and he reminded me of the strength of exactly that, because we had some friends in common that are no longer with us as
mm,
well. Oh, and he said, look, I keep on thinking about you. You keep on showing up, and I've gone through all this adversity lately. And the number one thing that keeps on showing up is that I need to remind you, because you weren't ready to hear it when I met you way back then, he said. But
mm.
God is there in everything. And God could be anything that you want it to be,
Yes.
man. God is the universe. God is
Omnipresent.
Allah.
Yeah.
God is whatever. God is your creativity. God is your inspiration. You are God. God is you. But God is not your
Mm.
ego. God is not your, I need this, I am this, I need to showcase this, I need to show who I am.
Mm.
You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to prove absolutely nothing, because you and your whole existence is already predestined and predefined and needs to be, because you are greater than everything to your own universe.
Mm. Wow, brother. This is a much needed message. And I got a question to veg you back off of that one. You and I both have tons of accolades from doing things that we need not mention, but
Right,
we never ever speak on that. We just really get down to the work and the brotherhood and the community, right? And in this era where everybody's looking for likes, views, follows, numbers, statistics, and data, that is really on a matrix kind of level,
right.
right? How are you able to really dedicate your life to this and just not really let those things stop you or get obsessed with those kind of things? I'll say this: your reel had like the most views we had. 5 people followed the CE page just off of that. And we never look at those things. I want you to speak on that to people who might be looking at their metrics or thinking, oh, I put the song out, it didn't get enough views. And sometimes I see artists defeat themselves because they're looking for someone to give them an accolade when they're already valid. I would love for you to touch on it because you've been in this 20 plus years, and
Which
still going strong, keeping a rookie's mentality, but still advancing, right? How have you developed into that? And how does that
what's
process go for you to think beyond the metrics and all these other rubrics and just stay
what's
focused?
your goal? Just define that. Define what your goal is. Define what your own message is. Define what it means to you. Because if it's only metrics to you, then you already lost it. If
Mm,
it's only I need this many followers and these people to touch base, then you already lost it. I was able to work with some very big names based on me putting my entire self out there, me putting absolutely everything I had on the line to reach whatever I wanted, because that was what I wanted, and going full in and saying, hey, you know what, universe, either this happens or it doesn't, but I'm going to risk it all. And when that happens, it happens. And when it doesn't happen, then don't don't be don't be disappointed because you didn't want it that much. You know what I'm saying?
mm. Wow, that's deep code right there. Daniel, I want to go here as well too about adversities and challenges. I know you've gone through everything from homelessness, losing access to children, these real devastating things in life, right?
Right.
And somehow the word I've learned is transmogrification, when you could take a situation and turn that energy into something. I know that's very
Right.
common in both you and my, not only art and practice, but in our lives, right?
Right.
That's not an easy thing to do, brother. And I love how you said earlier that the failures, if you're not willing to fail, you've already lost it, right?
Right.
How are you able to transmogrify and change these situations and almost, I don't want to say see the brighter side of the situation, but how are you able to navigate through it? If there's any insights you could give in, how do you balance these things and just be so present with it? Because me and you always connected because you speak on the hard things. We don't be like, yo, everything's cool. We're like, nah, this thing is bang bang, or yo, I'm going through a rough. But I feel like you're very present with that. And if you could break down how you navigate with those things, I would love to hear about that.
You gotta feel it, bro. Escapism is in everything. We touch base on that a lot, me and you, but if you always on the run, then you're not going to be able to process whatever you're going through. Shit, I do mistakes every day. Everyone does.
Facts.
I do wrong. I do right. I try and do more right than wrong, of
Mm-hmm.
course. But I'm human.
Mm-hmm.
But stop running. Feel whatever you're going through, and as long as you're able to feel it and go through the motions, then you're gonna come through, and you're gonna see your goals through. If you're trying to create a persona and save up accolades, then fucking get a savings account, man. Put
Mm-hmm.
money in that. Fucking put $1 in there. Every time you fail, you're gonna make more money than not seeing through your goals and not fucking feeling your emotions,
Mm.
right?
Wow, brother. You dropping so much. The next thing I do want to speak on is you are a father and you've been well traveled. You've lived in a lot of spaces and places.
Right.
How has those experiences, fatherhood and being in these various physical locations on the planet, how have they affected not only your art but your life? And how do you use this to tell that divine story this year?
Um, it's rough to start over, man. It's rough to start over. It's really fucking hard. I don't know if people know it till they've done it,
Mm.
but it's hard in any kind of way. Either that's financially or that's just having to rebuild a social like ring around yourself
Mm-hmm.
and being able to, the older you get, the more introverted you get, right? The less you want to be around
Mm.
people, the less you want to go run around and be like, hey, I'm up in this place, this is who I am, you have to see me, you have to this and that, because you don't want
Mm-hmm.
to be seen the same way, right? You want to be able to do what you do. You want to be able to cash in on whatever you've like solidified as your work and as your base, but you don't want to be seen the same way. You want to be heard and felt, but to be able to be heard and felt, you have to be able to let your guard down
Mm.
and really be, right?
Wow. That's gonna connect me. You said the social network, the real network is beyond the internet. You are a serial networker like myself, right? I've seen you be like, yo, why? Go check out Beat Luke. Yo, go check out this. And you won't even be in the session. You'd be like, yo, why? Here's the spot. Check it out, man. And I've done the same thing. Yo, BS, go meet Daniel. He's got you on the beats. And then these bonds are forged in a deep thing. And sometimes we're not even there, man. And so in this world of so much ego of, oh, it's all about me, you're a great artist, songwriter, everything yourself, but I've seen you
Likewise,
just
man.
like be in the background in the studio, really really support the artist, whether it was Zeta's album or just, and play that supportive role, right? And that's hard for a lot of people to be like, yo, you know what, I'm gonna fall back and do this, or you know what, y'all two might make a good connection, let me plug y'all up and I'm gonna just moonwalk out of this, you know what I mean? How did you come to that way of living and thinking? Because once again, it's common said common sense sometimes ain't so common, you know, and how do you give that heart and how do you keep giving even though it might not be connected to your personal artistry or the things that can benefit you as an individual?
Love, man. Love.
Mm.
Love yourself, and by loving yourself, you will love others. Like, I had someone I saw came into this room earlier that I haven't spoke to in a long time, um, who ended up making a really beautiful project with Kiko. You know
Yeah,
Kiko. Um,
legend.
yeah, Kiko's an amazing artist, and I learned a lot from Kiko, man. Like,
Mm.
Kiko showed me a lot. Me and Kiko were friends for many, many years before we ever made a song. And the first song we
Mm.
actually made was me and you in that Airbnb. You
Yeah.
remember that little thing
I'm the
that
master
we put
of my
together?
mind. I'm the master of my soul. The devil's doll. Man.
Yeah, with the UAD that you were traveling with that the Hummer wouldn't
Yeah.
hold on to and whatever. Um, and that's kind of the moment where I started letting go of chasing. Don't chase energy. Don't chase nothing.
Mm.
Attract it. Attract it, bro. Like, if
Woo.
it's for you, it's gonna be there. And if it's not for you, it's gonna be
Ah.
gone. Don't chase it. Don't be putting your energy out there as if it doesn't have value. You all are of high value. Fucking radiate that energy.
I love it, man. I love it. I know that you work with so many artists of so many things. What I love hanging out with Daniel is he's like, yo, I got this keys player from Chile. He's out here. Yo, I got this dancer who's over here and this, right? It always has me laughing because it's like pulling out of a mystery machine, like what's
Right,
coming up next, you know?
right,
He's like, yo, I got this engineer from down here, right? It's a very eclectic mix of characters
right.
you found yourself walking this journey with, almost like collecting these stories and these individuals that become part of this larger network and this web. And I know that that's a huge part of what you do in terms of, I consider you a staple within the artistic scene, right? You're just so good at plugging all these different people from different walks of life. And how do you build these deep bonds in such a short time with people, you know? And once again, just you kind of cut through the filler because me and you built and we weren't surface level like, yo, I did this or that. We just were speaking on like deep spiritual stuff, our families, our life in that situation. Is it that way with everybody? How does this work
Of
with
course,
creating those deep bonds?
it's not that way with everyone as what it's been for me and you, but it's all casualty, you know, like you sense energies. So when you sense someone's energy, you're gonna talk about what they radiate against and what they're going through at that exact moment, cause at least sometimes I can literally hear what someone's feeling because they they fucking just show it with their whole face and their whole body language and whatever, and some people just don't feel like really talking on shit every now and then. But if you're
Mm-hmm.
willing to listen and you're willing to be there, then they're gonna be able to open up and speak on shit, right? And if they
Mm-hmm.
do, then you're gonna make a connection. That's just how it is. And if they're willing to make that connection, they're great. I've been able to meet fucking wonderful human beings all over this planet, bro. And everyone is unique and everyone is fucking special. But they have to be able to let go of that ego. You know, that's the number one thing, especially as
Mm.
artists. People have to be able to see their goal and see who they want to really be and how they want to really be, before they're able to become.
Mm. That's real, man. I want to take it to another level that connects to that. You and I have known sometimes it don't work out with everybody, man. Sometimes the projects fall apart. Sometimes the relationships don't go as we see fit. Sometimes we come together, oh, this is what we're gonna do, and then bang, an explosion happens, right? And real stuff, you know what I mean? I want you to, you know, you could either share an experience or like when it didn't go right. And once again, navigating through the times where it doesn't work out, right? I love a big thread that I'm seeing in this conversation is the willingness to fail, the ability to move on, right? This is
Right.
crucial. This is why most people can't get as far as you have, because when these soul crushers happen, or people say, "Oh, I don't like you," or they get triggered, or they do something, right? They call this quits, man. But you've never done that. You get back in the ring. I know you've went through everything from people, backing out on projects, reneging on payments and this, but like you still keep the love for yourself through all of this. That adversity and those failures, man, it's a big theme in what you've been talking about. So I would love for you to give a deeper dive or magnification on those times when it doesn't work out and when people may even deflect hate toward you or anger or these things, because I know we've both been through that.
Carry it with you, man. Carry it with you. Don't make it your baggage. Don't make it something that you carry and it carries resentment and anger and this and that, but carry it with you. Like I got back into using my vocals as a form of instruments now in recent times. That and I call my moniker now is Bullet Jose for a reason. So for those that understand, they know, and it's deeper than that. It's also a shout out to someone
Mm-hmm.
in a beautiful way, because it's also something to really learn off of, right?
Woo!
But everything that's happened, people that I parted ways with,
Mm-hmm.
um it had to happen. Like I wasn't always mature and ready to have tough conversations with people. Maybe I didn't always know how to go about the business aspect of it, because I was so eager to just make the music. So I made a whole project, recorded the whole project, mixed the whole project, produced it, wrote the fucking lyrics, wrote the top lines, this and that, and let them record it. And then when it came to payment, they were like, "Yeah, you know what? uh I'm not gonna pay you." And I'm like, all right, then we gotta figure it out. Yeah, no, I want to put out the songs though. Yeah, but and it's happened more times than I can
Yeah.
count, brother. uh but that's all right. That's all right. It was all a part of the path, right? I got a friend, um from New York, actually. um Ron Donson is his name. I got in touch with him many years ago. I was working with some of the Wu-Tang affiliates, and he was connected to one of the Staten Island homies.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not from Staten Island, but he's from the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, and this homie would do a lot of psychedelics. I used to do a lot of psychedelics. Let's
Mm-hmm.
just touch in. I don't indulge in drugs. I don't really like to get my mind confused at this time and moment. Maybe in another moment again, whatever. But I used to indulge, and we would talk on a lot of spiritual things, and one of them is that everything has a purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your path and your purpose will always show itself as long as you're willing to walk, right? You can quote um what's what's this fool's name? Johnny, the Walk the Line homie, Johnny, fucking Joaquin Phoenix played
Oh
that fool,
yes,
man.
yes. Okay, yeah.
You know who I'm talking about. I can't
Yes,
fucking
yes.
remember the name, man. Sorry, man. That's disrespectful. But walk the line, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's your path and your purpose, right? You're always gonna be caught in between something. Pick your
Mm.
pick your path. Is it purposeful for you? Then follow it through.
I love it, brother. Speaking of that, I want to talk to you about the artistic
Right.
process. As you mentioned earlier, it's a constantly evolving process. We've cooked up with nothing but mouse and some headphones, passing the headphones back at each other. And we've been in baller studios with, freaking 48 inputs ready to go,
Right,
and
right,
$5,000 synthesizers and drum kits all ready to go, right?
right.
The artistic process is constantly evolving. The environments that we create in are different. Talk to me about your creative process, man, and different ways and spaces of the create. But you always keep creating like me. We always keep the creativity happening. But how has your production process or artistic process, whether that's songwriting or music making, evolved and shifted throughout
It
the
has.
years?
It has. I like to keep it simple,
Mm-hmm.
but if it's something that I put in a lot of work to, I usually hire and pay musicians to
Mm-hmm.
play on top of whatever
Mm-hmm.
like my simple inspiration
Mm-hmm.
was, and I can hear something bigger beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hire musicians and pay them and play it, fucking pay it forward, just make it a part of what it is. That's
Mm.
how you create community, right? So if going back to how do you tend to these relationships, bring people back around. If
Mm-hmm.
these people made you feel something, if these people were part of a project that you did and you were like, shit, they took that to the next level, bring them back around. They're your shooters.
Yeah. That's huge, guys. And this is the big difference between production and beat making, because a producer will do whatever it takes to get the song right. The beat maker will say, "Oh, I'm doing everything. I'm doing this and that." But you really dropped on a huge gem to be like, know what your gifts and what your strengths and your weaknesses are. If someone can take an idea that you have and enhance that idea, it is to the benefit of not only you, but to the art. So for y'all, he dropped a huge major key that I think is holding a lot of people back right now. See if you can grab that drummer. See if you can get that amazing singer who's nice with the harmonies. And that's a key to creating the best possible artist possible. Letting it go beyond yourself and your limitations. Because if two of us are in the room, now it amplifies it and multiplies it to a higher level. But this is being sold, this idea is being sold to a lot of people that lock yourself in a room, don't talk to anybody, just go and do this all by yourself, shit out a bunch of songs online, and then beg for views, followers, and likes. And then we're falling into a lot of the, artists did this to be free, but so many artists are falling into the same traps. And me and you talk about it all the time. They're just putting out a song, yo, my new song's like, go listen to my song and this and this. And you and I are not one to do that at all. But if they knew the track count is stupid,
have
So how
have
do
a
you
plan.
break that down in terms of just like getting out of that whole one man band thing or one person band thing, and just not following this idea of I'm gonna try to be everything and control it, and being a control freak, and letting go and surrendering to the mysteries of collaboration and working with people, because it's not
Letting
easy.
go is everything. Letting go is absolutely everything. Like, you can't be in control of absolutely every little bit and piece of it, because then it's just going to sound like everything else that you did. Like,
Mm,
there's
yeah.
um there's a spiritual, someone wrote war, there's a spiritual war going on if it's only about the ego, right? If it's only
Mm-hmm.
about you being seen, then we're only going to hear your point of view. But your
Mm,
point of view can be massive as long as you let it grow together with someone else, right? Like we have done so many
yes.
times. Um, I've been able to produce for amazing musicians, and
Yes.
and I like to play instruments, don't get me
Yep.
wrong, and I'm good at it. I'm not the best, definitely
Mm-hmm.
not. I'm not like a an amazing um fucking like like, like keys player or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I play the talk box, I play the keys, I play some
Mm-hmm.
bass, I play some percussion,
Mm-hmm.
I play some drums. I'm not amazing at none of them.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that makes me stick out from these other people is that I dare to include others. I dare to say,
Ooh.
yo, look, The homie Farvar is fucking amazing at this and that. Let me
Yeah.
run it back. I'm gonna call him. Let me pay him $100. Let me pay him $200 to fucking do this and that. The other homie Christian, man, he's amazing. Let me call him. The homie Taymor, he plays the saxophone. Let me call him. Yo, hey,
Mm-hmm.
Dana, she does backing vocals. She sings. She does this. Hey, let
Mm-hmm.
me call Kiko. Kiko does this and that. And that's how you keep on involving your community. You bring people back around. And when it's in your community, you're already creating and developing your sound. Because these are all
Yes.
people around you that know you emotionally, spiritually, and closely enough to be able to further build on who and what you are. It's all emotional at the end of the day. As
Wow.
long as they know you, they can reflect and mirror whatever you're feeling
Woo.
and wherever you want to go.
That's huge, y'all. In this age of isolation, that's huge. I know you spoke on some serious heads and even your new name, Bullet Jose, right?
Right.
I want to talk about mental health, man. I know it's been a huge thing. We've seen people go damn near batshit, bro, like off of just like certain things, man. And like, you and I have both been there where we could have we we could have pushed the exit button. We could have got out of this bitch, you know what I mean? But we didn't. We stood strong and we lean on brotherhood and we lean on tribe. And that's when it gets bigger than the music, man. And we've seen some homies, man, just like, I'm not gonna mention any names, but like we've seen people literally go stark raving mad, catch cases, do all types of stuff, man. And I don't really know. I was a two-step away from ending up right where they were, man. Mental health, man. Take it where you want to take it. What's the thoughts, man? How do you keep grounded in this? How do you deal with it? Because it's gonna come. These challenges are omnipresent. They're gonna be there. And yeah, how do you do it? And how do you deal with it when people do go start raving mad or just like lose it, man? I know we've been around some real situations.
The most important thing more than anything right now in this day and age of social media is depression, man.
Mm-hmm.
Depression is really real because, as you said, people are following numbers, they're following trends, they're trying to be the next it thing
Mm-hmm.
and forgetting that they're already
Ooh.
it. Like how can you love yourself more and not sacrifice you for
Mm.
doing art? Because art is you. It's just a reflection of who you are. It's not oh, I need to follow this and this recipe, I need to make this and that to be able to reach whatever I want to go to. You know, like the homie said here earlier, there's a war going out. Yeah, there is a war going out. There is a lot of innocent people dying, but there's also a lot of innocent people committing suicide. Like, look,
Mm-hmm.
just to I don't like to talk politics, but what's going on in the US, what's going on here in Europe, what's
Mm-hmm.
going on in the Middle East,
Mm-hmm.
shit's rough as shit.
Facts.
Shit is rough as
Big fact.
fucking shit, and it's not gonna get easier. There's a real fucking recession going on, a real one.
Yeah,
That doesn't
man.
mean that your music and your art has less value. That doesn't mean that your humanity has less value. That doesn't mean that your spirituality or your value
Mm.
decreases in value.
Mm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
you just have to see your own value for what it is and hold on to that and build on it. It's all building blocks, you know, like it's like what kids
Mm.
play with, man. You stack them on top of each other and they create a foundation. You have that foundation, you're able to pay it forward like anything else.
That is so much needed. And I feel like this is the era where we're moving beyond people trying to appear like the superstar. And it's who's going to come with the most compassion, empathy, and humanity. And who's going to inspire others to do that. And
Right,
that's why the role of art, once again, the industry or capitalism turns us into entertainment. To say
right,
that, but art is really edutainment, meaning it has ability to teach, it has ability to heal, it has the ability to educate you, It has the ability to lead you to deeper knowledge of self. I want you to speak on how art is just, me and you always say it's bigger than the music. That's a
For
running thread through almost all
sure.
of our conversations, right? What do you feel about the people who just get stuck in that, yo, okay, I'm just out here to get this tour, I'm gonna put out this next album, right? They have a very low ceiling that I feel limits them. And because they keep just stopping right here, they don't see that there's this whole other infinite space to transcend into, you know. And I feel like all of your work comes from that higher vibrational thing that's transcending just entertainment, right?
So
You know,
let's
we never go in. You know, producers. I gotta say this before I pass it back. You know what producers do. Yo, what's that song you like? Oh, the Drake song. They listen to the Drake. I can't stand that to save my for you know. They'll put on a song and be, oh, what's hot, and then they'll just emulate it because we have the ears and the skills to do that. But becoming a creator over an emulator and really just passing that low ceiling of just that following threshold, man. You know, go there because you've been one that dances to the beat of your own drum. I had to go in on that question, you know.
it's gonna sound hella like corny, but dare to be you, dare to be different, dare to like fuck fuck whatever rhythm structures others are doing. If you hear that rhythm and it makes sense to you, then it's yours. If you hear that chord
Woo.
switch up and it sounds off fucking key to everyone else, but it sounds beautiful
Mm.
to you, then it's beautiful to you. Then play that. Then play that and keep on playing that shit until people start fucking listening. People are gonna hate your shit until they fucking jump on the bandwagon and start loving your shit.
Yes, to all you producers out there, that's what AI won't be able to copy. AI will make everything the way that sounds air quotes perfect in this, but the human touch and the human soul is something that cannot be emulated. And you got to trust in your sound. That's something I want to reinforce. And it doesn't take a year. That takes 10 years to get to. That takes for all y'all who are just starting to believe in yourself enough to take risk. Risk is proportionate to reward. So if you're gonna just do whatever the flavor of the month is, you're gonna fall in the category with all the other McDonald's burgers and cookie cutter stuff that's out
But
there. So you gotta
they're not.
dare to
I
be
I
you.
I agree, but they're not. The thing is, people will emulate until they get tired of emulating and they go, all right, but you know what? Let me try this. And they all of them have these beats that they have hidden back in their little like
Yeah, yeah.
storage that they
They
don't want to show
don't
people.
want to show nobody them joints.
Show people those beats.
Those are the
The
ones.
next fucking session you jump into, show the fucking artist that beat that you're like, I don't know, this is something I really like, but I wouldn't show it to anyone. Show people those. Play those out loud. Fucking put out a whole album of those shits and see how shit changes. Because that's when you're really not afraid to be naked anymore, you know? Don't be afraid to fucking just let go of that whole mask and that whole whatever and do it.
Man, I'm gonna go there, man. Fear. So many people are scared of that. They're scared of someone not liking the art. Like, it's so much in their heads because
Right.
what you said is simple but not easy. It's not easy to do. Like you said, those beats are in the stash. Those are like, people, you know, they damn near get so shook with that. You know, I know me and you always speak on being fearless, right? And allowing yourself to go beyond those things. What I don't want to say even advice, but what do you think could help people transcend that fear and trust in themselves? Because that's a big issue going on, especially now in this world where you can open up Instagram and see a 5-year-old prodigy on piano on this and then you'll be like, oh, I got nothing to say because I'm not this. It's this comparative analysis that just
Stop
pulls people back.
stop comparing yourself to anyone else. You are not that other person. You are
Mm-hmm.
just you, and being just you is more than enough. Like, look, my kids teach me everything about life, bro. Like I'll tell you this much, I made it this far in life. I have no clue how, because I'm horrible at lifing at times, bro. I'm fucking horrible at lifing at times. Real talk. But I learn a lot from seeing what inspires me, seeing someone be so eager and knowing that I've been that eager too, knowing that I've wanted something that badly, knowing that I still want to achieve that something for someone and for me too, of course.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I don't chase anything anymore. I don't have anything that I'm like, I have goals. Don't get me wrong. I have goals, but I have nothing that I'm like, if I get to do this, then God has been great, man, and I've been able to work with people I never could have fucking imagined that I was gonna work with. And sometimes I have sessions with people that are fucking making bank off of music, and they're like, "How did you work with these and these people, and how are you not famous?"
Mm.
Do you need to be famous? Is that a
Mm.
goal? Is that a something that you really have to reach? Be smart about it. Get your publishing in, get your PRO straight, get all your paperwork in order, and you'll keep making money. That's all right, and your name will be solidified. And if a label,
Yeah, we out
that's
here,
crazy.
brother. Yeah, it was crazy. I saved it, went in, everything, but I was just letting it loose and be like, this is life. This is perfect. And this is a thing with the power of editing, we'll be able to put it together. And
Right.
things go as they must. But I want to pass the mic to you, my brother. If there's any thoughts on your mind, we'll connect these two for sure. We appreciate everybody taking the time to check in on this and get in.
Yeah, there was a beautiful moment, man. We always share beautiful moments. It's just strange to actually share this with a whole gang of people at the same time.
Yes.
I ain't used to that, but look, at the end of the day, everything is everything and nothing is nothing,
Mm.
and everything is nothing. All right. Uh, count your blessings. Hold on to your shit as if someone's gonna fucking pickpocket you at all times, and let go of everything at the same time. What's what's
Yes.
what's what's that shit we say in that new joint? Leave the keys at the leave the keys at
Keys to the
at
door.
yeah, leave the keys to the door. Leave the keys to the door, man. I ain't coming back no more.
I love it, my brother. Well, we end every Artivist Talk with a bit of a jam,
Right,
just like how we do when we get up in person.
right,
If you want to say any words, you feel like sharing a little something, or throwing some thoughts on your mind,
right.
we're gonna end with a little bit of a music. I want to respect your time because I know we're at the 1 a.m. hour for you out there, and I know you got the little ones and a lot of things to do. But I just want to say how honored I am to have this conversation with you amongst tribe, and your love and your work is ever expanding, ever growing. I'm so excited for what's gonna happen on the next phase of this journey for you.
Right,
And I know that whatever you do, you're gonna do it with all of your heart and spirit.
right. That's
So if you
where
feel
I'm
like
at,
saying any
man.
word, or if you want to say a poem, a cappella, kick a written, whatever you feel like, now's your time, my brother. Artistically, if you feel like expressing anything or doing something right now, no pressure to. Or you could even throw a couple words in that are on your mind, and I'll put something together right here in this moment as we close it out.
That's beautiful, man. Just keep playing whatever you're playing, bro. I like those little bossa nova thing you got going there.
Okay.
See, people question many things. Enthusiasm them, confused in all of it. They don't understand their own passion. Time's racing, lights flashing. Let time stop. Be in the now and heal past healing. Indulge in feeling your feelings. You reach higher than the ceiling that you set. Be breathless with every breath. 'Cause it ain't till exhaustion hits that you can really see where your limits are set. Be limitless. There's no threshold higher than the one that you set yourself. You can compress all you want, but you gotta release at some point. There's no knee that you need lean on. If you want to speak, then stand straight. Keep your head high and focus. Set your goal and go for it. Blind as a gopher. You got it all. Time, moment, space, now. It's all you.
Space and time, we break that. Love and hate, fear, we face that. We got nothing to lose, we got something to gain. Buzz plane footer taking the train. We train from Shazastraza, never get it, never bothered, and it's awesome honor. My man Daniel did it, that's my brother, he's a father. So we go further, make a song that turns into an album. We got love, baby, and that's bigger than some platinum. Find joy in the mistakes, find love in the awkward moments that you used to hate. You could fall in love with everything if you don't debate. Just record it and tell your story so we get it straight. So one day when your kids grow up, they can see this and say that daddy, he taught me he was a genius. Telekinesis to read with the mind, and then we fell for this love and we read in between the lines of the shady contracts. They try to get them assigned, but we try to see that love is always divine. It's always something you could find when you crossing the line. I just know that I'm through the sweet and sour lime, and my man over there, he showed me love from Berlin and beyond. He just brings it on till the night, till the dawn, till the lessons that we learn and the days that we perform. We are here. We are here.
We are here. That's beautiful. See,
Daniel, thank you.
I got a last word.
Any final words? Yes, please.
Let's be a part of hereism. Let's be a part of hereism. All of them. Be right here, right now, and hear, listen. Always keep your eyes and ears peeled, yo.
Daniel, any information where people can contact you, we'll throw it in the description and we'll put it on the YouTube as well. But is there any just information, whether that's a site? We got your IG locked in, so that's no worries on that. But anything you want to speak about, projects or anything coming up to close us out? Or any final thought? It's fine, even if it's...
I'm always working. For those that want to find it, someone told me actually the other day I'm really hard to find. Like if you want to get in touch with me, probably I am, man. But if you want it, you'll find me. I got music coming out all the time. I never stop working. I got mad love for everyone. I'll always reply to a message. I'll always reply to an email. Doesn't matter who, what, or what the question is. It's deeper than that. It's all love. Everything is always love.
I
And
love it.
we're just here. That's it. Life. We're all living. We're all the same. We're all of the same value. We're all of the same blood, flesh. And that's it. It doesn't matter where you came from, where you've been, or where you going. Just have a goal and love yourself, and you'll make it through, man.
Daniel, you are the first one that officially had a part 2. That's what you're special. You broke the matrix, we put it back together, and through the difficulties, this is the perfect way to wrap up this Artivist Talk. It was
That's
highs,
beautiful.
it was there, but it was all spoken with truth, integrity, and love.
Right.
I want to let you get your rest and handle biz and do what you need to do.
I actually
Pass on
got
the information.
another overseas call going on right now. I
Get down
booked it
to that,
because
brother. I'm sure
that's it.
it's supposed to get on it 8 minutes ago, right? So I'll let you do
Yeah,
your thing.
exactly.
All right, brother.
I
Peace and
love you,
love.
man. Stay up,
Daniel
brother.
Cordero, legendary artist, No Borders Entertainment. Look out for him.
Stay
He's
safe,
here.
brother. See you soon, man.
Peace
Much
and
love.
love.
Thank you all.
Gratitude.
Peace.